Thank you. This is Grammy Queen. If you're joining us for the first time, this is the channel where we're excited about love. It's all about love and growth. Of course, that's what makes us grow. Now, it's not to say that we do not understand or accept what constitute love, because in the path of love, we are often faced with this aspect of sacrifice, which is the riff, which is where we are meant to learn to forgive. This is where we meant to learn to adapt and not make judgments and accept, get a sense of responsibility, get a sense of self, knowing that we are impregnated with goodness that has been bestowed upon us. When we are asked, for instance, to be fruitful, multiply, replenish, subdue, and have dominion. These things were already deposited within us. That's why we are impregnated with that. We are not very comfortable in that stage of grief. We are like pregnant mothers. We moan, we complain, we crave for things, and we want things that we are not sure what to do with ourselves. We are hot one minute, we are cold the next, and so there is that rift right here. But that's the aspect of love. This is knowing and accepting that we are all part of this. That's part of, take this, we would have sack ice, and that would not really be complete. Okay, so basically we are looking at this, and when we add these figures together, it all equals number 19. 1 plus 9 equals 10, of course. So we have done presentations that show about the kingdom equals 10, and that is what Christ came to teach us about, the kingdom of heaven. But Christ taught us about a lot of things. Of course, a lot of things. The kingdom of heaven is at hand. So we have seen heaven equals 28. 2 plus 8 is 10. Okay, but there again, we want to explore, further explore. We see Satan is 10. Hell is 10. But heaven is also 10. And we have the kingdom is 10. All these equals 10. And focus is 10. So now, perhaps for those who are new to numerology, it would be good to do the numerical value for this so you can see. So I'm going to write this a little bit small here. So this is 1. Okay. 1, 1, 2, 1, 5. Basically, if we add these numerical values together, we get 10. So this is 5, 6, and 2, 8, and 2 is 10. That's how we have 10. So hell, if we do 8, I'll do the 8 in here. 8, 5, 3, 3. So this is 6, and 5 is 11, and 8 is 11, and 8 is 19. Yes, right, 19. So this is 10. Okay, when we add this together, heaven, I have done this, but it's just for your sake. This is 8, 5, 1, 4, 5, 5. So this is 10, 15, 28. Okay, 2, 8. When we add this together, it's 10. So it goes on like that. And the word focus too is also 10. Let's do focus. So this is 6, 6, 3, 3, 1. I like the 3, 6. It's showing the magnitude, or the uniformity of the word focus. So not only that we have learned the essence of focus, we see that with the six, the double six and the double three vibration, with the S as well, it's like giving us that uniformity of threes and six here, and the S in itself, of course, is like the total of representing the serpent. I don't know why I came out with that, but the S is really saying, you can focus means no matter which way you have to look, take everything into consideration. And when we add this together, it equals 19. So basically, it's telling us to look at the whole aspect of the word sacrifice. The whole nine, it's like from 1 to 9, it takes us into, let's look at it here. So it's saying to us when we are focusing, and which reminds me of Tony Robbins. I think I've got it this time. It reminds me of something he said, that we tend to want to just do new things and not value the foundation of what we have learned. For instance, the ABC or the kindergarten lessons that we had. Now we can see even the rhymes that we learned at school, how now people are decoding those rhymes to showing the magnitude of the teachings that they held or they hold. And sometimes we take it for granted that everything, as I say, is already in that sack. And had we understood the magnitude of what those nursery rhymes really meant, we would be excelling or growing more. So we need now we are going back to the sack, understanding what those messages will, because they have been part of us. We have been exercising them. We have been operating on them, but we have not been doing that consciously. So now we are going back to basics. So that's what focus, the word focus is showing us, that we have to go back to understand that first three vibration, that when God blessed man, when God created man, put man in the garden and blessed them and said, be. There's the word be, which equals 7. It's like everything, the sixth day of creation, the word be, which is be. So this is 2 and 5. 2 plus 5 is 7. So that which we are, he's saying be that. Be fruitful, meaning to bear. And to bear fruits, we have to understand the word sacrifice. It's all coming to me perfectly now. It's like saying you have to know how to plant. You have to know how to prune your trees. Hence the word Eden. In Eden, let's look at. Hence, when we do the numerical value for Eden, Eden, which is 5, 4, and I like the 5 and 4, and 5 and 5. And as I have said, wherever we see all these 5s, know that Mother Eve is alive. So 10 and 9 is 19. Wherever you see all these 5, so 9 plus 1 equals 10. That's focus. That's what focus means. That there is a garden, there is called Eden, everything, every aspect of that, the E. And now we see that there are 3 5s in this word, Eden, which coincides with Mother Eve. Now, here we have, of course, when I say Mother Eve, let's look at how I mean it. There are 2 E's here, and of course, there are 2 E's here. This is what I am trying to really present and really show out here, that God, when God said, or when it is said that everything God did, he saw, it was good. Meaning in the word every. Eve is in every. And there is the direct correlation or direct correspondence with the word Eve. So there is a D here instead of a V. Now we could also say this is exactly what it means. That is the exact vibrational frequency that God had saw when he did everything here. Instead of saying that it was the Garden of Eden, they, they called it the Garden of Eden. Like it was even if it was an E, like E for Eve, and it was a den, we could say that. That is the den where everything happens. We could say that. But could there have been a play of words to really convey the story to us in a way that we will understand, or in a way that we get to a certain stage and say, hang about, there's something I need to know because I want to grow. This is what I am saying right now. So I want to understand, okay, what's the difference with Eden and Even? In actual fact, there is no difference because it holds the same numerical value and in the same amount of letters, but it's just really here showing me how I can become victorious by focusing, because the word focus also equals 10. By focusing here on this aspect here. So when we do Eden, we see that here we have 3 fives here, which coincides with the 3 fives here, NEW. Then we see it gives us an opportunity to have a new perspective of whatever it is that we are focusing on. The word focus has to be in direct correlation with the word even. So when we are focused, we are looking at every aspect in an even way. We are looking at number one, we are going back to basics. We are looking at our drawing board. We are looking at the food we have been fed. Has it served us? It has served us, yes. But is it going to continue to serve us to where we want to get to? The jazz that we had been doing. This is meant to be a J. I am moving things around. Okay. So basically, we have the jazz that we do in our early years. We could say even from 1 to 3, we could say that. Or the agreements we make. From when we are 2, we are able to talk, we are speaking, we are saying, we are always communicating. But there we are also engaging and having agreements. We are saying yes, but mainly we are saying no here. But people are forcing us to say yes. This is the stage where they call us the terrible twos. We could say that here too. And this is where we are being compelled to say, no, you are naughty. And we we buy into those labels, you could say. Of course, from 3, we could say from 3 to 9, we could put it this way as well, that we see ourselves lucky or unlucky. We make assumptions. We are beginning to, we get something right today and we get it wrong. But this is continuing even in my life right now. Okay. And of course, from 4, here we go. It seemed like from 4, we go back to, we are doing the cycles. We are going back to the cycles. So here in this stage, after that sack, this sack is here, there's a block. It's like we get to a block because we are birthing new thing here from this 9. Now, if you remember that I have been saying on this 4 here, that 4 gives us an opportunity to get a sense of orientation with our north, south, east, and west. That's what happens here. And of course, In all of those things, revelation is being revealed to us. We are seeing aspects of Mother Eve, and it's that 10. We are experimenting. We go through that developmental stage. We get into a new cycle, a new way of doing things, a new way of seeing things. And of course, we are on a fox journey. We are testing the waters. Is it hot? Is it cold? We are impregnated with ideas right here. We are the fox. We are cunning. We are smart. We are trying out tricks. And of course, and I don't mean that in an awful way, but we are getting a sense of who we are because we are impregnated with ideas. We are full. We are getting to understand. Are we who we think we are? Or are we behaving in accordance with who we think we are? This is where our eyes, of course, our eyes will open from that new section. That's why we are asking ourselves those questions, and we go back into the gypsy journey, or we move forward into gypsy journey, getting a further sense of who we are, further sense of who we feel we ought to be. We are moving into the direction where we could be in a position to see ourselves, see our heaven. And because here with the 8 is like 8 is really 4, and like 4 and 4 equals 8. So blue for the sky is 4 and green for the earth equals 4. So blue for the sky is 13 and green for the earth is 31. When we add either of these, we see that they are direct reflection, they are mirror. That's where we are talking about the word mirror comes into play again. That's where we go for our headquarter zone. Or headquarter zone, we go to headquarter zone, we make assumptions, we understand things, not just make assumptions, we are able to see things in a more realistic and true way of what it is, whatever it is, of course, in that wholeness. And we pay our dues to the inland revenue. Paying our dues is that we are giving or mirroring that direct vibration of that which we are, to seeing that the hand, which equals 9, which is the beginning. So we are seeing things, this is a new beginning. So the beginning is at the hand of the kingdom, and the hand, and there we see 5. So the beginning, which is hand, and the end, it becomes 1. Can we take one away from the other? The beginning is hand and fingers. The finger is 5. So there we see how God, Eve, has come into being. I, the et, the fruit, and all of these. And if you look at my videos, you will see how all these things have come into play, and they all harmonize. So I hope you have enjoyed this. I hope you have found this insightful. Please leave your comments, do like and subscribe, help us on this journey so we can become better expressions and versions of who we are. So I thank you for your contribution by even watching as well. Thank you. I shouldn't say even, but I mean even in the nicest of ways, as in focusing, because you have applied your number 10. Thank you. And stay ignited, of course. Spill over with love.